I'm here to tell you how to have a very stress-free experience, especially when it comes to finding your gown, by being an emotionally intelligent bride. So, how many brides do I have here tonight? Very good. And has your experience been stressful so far? Probably a little bit. I'm here to tell you how to have a very stress-free experience, especially when it comes to finding your gown, by being an emotionally intelligent bride. When you start looking for your gown or planning your wedding, it is important to know that this is a journey. This is not a sprint, and you should have the best possible experience from the time that you say yes to the time that you walk down the aisle, right? Okay, so now that you've said yes to your fiance, it's time to say yes to your dress, right? Okay, who can relate? We love it, right? Maybe everybody in your bridal party doesn't love it though? Does that really matter? Probably not. But it's good to have a good emotional support system through your experience, correct? Okay, so joy. Who's been to a bridal experience? Okay. And is it a little bit stressful? Were you supportive? I hope so. So we're going to talk about the type of support system that you have. So Joy here, she is the bridesmaid or the sister-in-law who loves everything. She loves every dress, because who doesn't love lace and beads and tulle and all things bridal, right? So she's kind of hard to help you decide which gown is for you. And then there's Sadness. She's just kind of had a bad day. And, you know, she's kind of the downer. She's the Debbie Downer of the group. We have Fear. She's just afraid that she's going to lose her best friend. So she's not sure if she wants you to get married to begin with. And Disgust. She just hates weddings. She doesn't know why she's here. And to tell you the truth, she'd rather be at Starbucks getting her coffee for the day because she just doesn't want to be here. Anger. She's probably had 1 or 2 breakups, and she doesn't like weddings. So she's just irritated that you're getting married and that you asked her to be here to begin with. So your wedding party. Do we want any of those previous ones there with us? No, they're kind of downers. We want to make sure that we have the best support group possible. We want to make sure that they are there to support us, to make sure that we get those perfect Instagram picture moments, right? Because this is part of your core memories. This is one of the first things you do during your experience, and we want to make sure that it's a good one. So, let's talk about budget. Does anybody hate that word? I hate that word. But I do love the piggy bank. It's pretty bougie, right? Do you feel like you are scared of how much you have to spend? Is your bridal party scared of how much you might be spending? Let's talk a little bit about budget ranges. You can look on Pinterest. You can look in a bridal magazine and find your perfect gown. And it looks perfect in the magazine, right? It looks perfect on Pinterest. Is it going to look perfect on you? Perhaps. And does the price tag scare you a little bit? Sometimes. You can go in and spend $8,000 on a gown, or you can go in and your stylist can help you find something that is in your budget that looks just like the thing that you found on Pinterest, just as beautiful as what you found in the bridal magazine. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of going in and saying, this is the style that I like. This is what I'm interested in. Here's my budget. Can we find something within that budget range and still give me the look I want? That's what they're there for. Know your style. Do you all have a style picked out? Do you know what you want your wedding to look like? Do we all have a Pinterest board? Have we had it since we were like 5? So if you send that to your stylist when you make an appointment and say, here's some inspiration pictures. This is what I'm looking for. You know, I want a lot of florals. Or I'm not really a floral person, but I love the bling. This is going to help your stylist know what to guide you towards. If you want something clean and simple and classic with maybe a more exquisite veil, if you want the long flowy train, because who doesn't love a train, right? Then expressing your style of your wedding and the mood of your wedding is going to help her help you. So, who's ever felt overwhelmed? Yeah, me, all the time. When you're shopping and you feel like you need 20 different experiences, or even 5, do you ever feel like that's a little bit overwhelming? You have to drive everywhere. You are more apt to find what you want in your first 3 gowns. So when you go in, if your stylist is prepared and she knows what you want and she has spoken to you and gotten to know you, then you should be able to find that gown in the first 3 gowns. You can try on more, but have you ever been to Bath & Body Works? Who doesn't love the sale for candles? Comes around a couple times a year. You go in and you smell every scent there, right? Does it get overwhelming? Have you seen the little cup of coffee beans? That's for the overwhelming sensation. When your senses are overwhelmed and you've smelled too many candles and you've tried on too many dresses, it's not fun anymore. It becomes more of a chore. So go into your experience of finding your gown with the knowledge that it doesn't have to be that way. You can find your gown and have a beautiful experience and not feel stressed out. But you have to set some boundaries. You have to say, I know my stylist knows my style, they know my size. We're going to try on a few different styles so that I can narrow down which looks best on my body. And then I'm going to say, I love this gown. This is the one. I don't have to try on 20. And then I'm going to feel like I have done myself justice. I've done the gown justice. And I have found my dress. I have an emotional connection to this dress. And I don't have to say, you know what? I don't know, maybe a few more, maybe a few more. And sometimes it's not even the bride. Sometimes it's mom. Sometimes it's the bridesmaids saying, oh, just try on a couple more. Just try on this one because I love it. And the bride's going, I don't love that. But I'll take it back in the dressing room just for you, right? It doesn't become an enjoyable experience at that point. So know your boundaries. Know what you want. And be confident enough in yourself to say, this is the one. So, are you a crier? Anybody here a crier? I'm a crier. Is it okay to cry? Is it expected? Has somebody said, oh, you will know which one it is because you're going to cry. Everybody around you is going to cry. It's going to happen. And guess what? Sometimes it doesn't, and it's okay. Mom might be crying because she's seeing her daughter in the most beautiful moment. And it's emotional for her, but it doesn't have to be emotional for you. So, know your emotions. Know what it's like to love something and feel excited about something. And then tell yourself, if this is the one, it's okay. If mom says I should be crying, but I'm not a crier, it's all right. I don't have to cry. I can say, this is my gown. I feel beautiful in this. I feel like a bride. Okay. So we opened a year and a half ago, and we hadn't had a bridal shop for 8 years in Pocatello. So we were so excited. And we want this journey for our brides to be exceptional. We want brides to feel like they can come in, they can bring their mom, they can bring their mother-in-law, they can bring their bridal party, and they can have an experience like no other. If that doesn't happen, then we haven't done our job. You should feel like this is your moment. And remember, these are the memories that you're going to look back on. All the pictures that you take are going to be looked back on for years to come in your wedding photo, in your Facebook, or sorry, I guess most of us aren't on Facebook, we're on Instagram, right? You're going to take the Be Real. Does everybody have Be Real? And these are the things that you want to remember. So take the photos, have the moments, and feel special. Thank you.